What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Coop and the Coop, and today I got another Multiversus video for you guys, and it's gonna be another Multiversus 1v1 tier list. Now, this tier list is gonna strictly be off my opinion alone. I am gonna be basing this off of the footage or the um, recent tournaments that I've been tuning into and watching. So this is pretty much I have my research. You know what I'm saying? I play the game a lot as well. So I do feel like my opinion is slightly valid in some of these scenarios, but we'll see. I do want you guys to, in the comments below, let me know what you guys think. Um, I don't think any character is necessarily too bad in this game in 1v1s. There are certain characters that are just very, like, you'll notice a difference once you play these characters in comparison to other characters. But first, I'm going to start from what I believe is the S tier characters and on down. So for S tier, well, S plus tier, I think the best character in the game right now is definitely Jake. Jake has almost no in lag on almost a lot of his moves. Like, just he can throw out for free in the neutral and dodge immediately after and almost never be punished. As soon as he gets hit, out of hit stun, he comes with his little down, like ground pound or his down special in the air, where he turns into the little bouncy house, and he just pretty much nullifies projectiles. He nullifies melee attacks. He just soaks all that up and makes it as if nothing happened, and he just wins neutral a lot because of that. And he has a really good down air combo into a bite, which can lead into like a 30% kill option. And I wanted to show y'all that because if they don't remove this from the game, because I got hit by this by somebody who wasn't the person I'm about to show do this, but if Jake start doing this shit, bro, I'm not getting on this game anymore. Because what's the purpose? I want you all to see what this guy does to the number one Morty. And this is the number one player in the game, basically. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, that
Insta-killed
like
him.
popped him.
Insta-killed him.
Something like that.
And not only that, almost a minute later, not even a minute later, like 40 seconds later, I want you all to see how broken this is. Because if you thought that Jake was broken just off of his no end lag on his moves and no riff recovery, just
It's
look
fine.
at this.
Thank you though.
Because in my opinion, I think all of that makes the character strong. Like, you can't punish him, so he can pretty much do whatever. Look at this. He's using so many moves. And then as soon as the Morty gets him, he gets hit right out of hit stun into a combo. Spit into the wall, dead.
Why is that killing like that?
And he's saying, why is that killing like that? You know why. You've been using it. You know it kills like that. That's not the first time you used it, but it's whatever. It's in the game. It's up to him if he wants to, play like that. But that is something I hope that they do remove from the game. He does play really well as a Jake. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. It's just that character's really safe, and that it shouldn't have a kill option at that early while also being safe. That needs to be gone immediately. Next on the list, I got Batman. This really might change according to how Rick plays out, because I do think Rick has a really good matchup against Batman. But Batman, in my opinion, has one of the easiest projectiles in the game. It does get beat by Jerry. And it can be destroyed now by other projectiles. However, you more than often have Batarang back than the other characters' projectiles. Batarang also can be thrown, and you use your movement to make the Batarang literally do dumb shit. Like, it can move around, do circles, flip, blah 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 blah, and now it's behind you, and it's really annoying. and it plays neutral for that character extremely hard to where they can just press down air, uppercut, and forward air across the map and do a lot of damage for free off weakened stacks. And that's without the bomb and the grappling hook. You can do all that without the bomb and the grappling hook. The bomb and the grappling hook make the gameplay even stronger for Batman. Then he auto dodges other characters' projectiles in his smoke, and I think he gets a speed boost out of that when he's already the fastest character in the game. A Batman can literally throw forward air and charge it across the map and dodge out of that move, or whiff it and immediately dodge and can't be punished. It needs some whiff recovery. Batman needs some whiff recovery. Batman needs a hitbox toned down on his up special. But other than that, that character is just really absurd. Too many people play Batman, and if they were to get on another character, they'd literally be terrible. Like, and I mean that in so many different ways. I look at people accounts, and they have 600, 700 wins with Batman in 1v1s, but you're still 1,500 MMR. I don't understand. That just means you're bad. I'm sorry. If you have that many wins on that character in 1v1s and you're not above 1,800, 1,900 MMR, because that character's free to get to that point, then you need to just say, when that character get nerfed, I'm sorry. Just delete the app. But next, I got Shaggy. Shaggy has no in lag. It's just gonna be the same with these the S plus characters. Most of these characters are not gonna have a lot of whiff recovery on their moves. They're not gonna have a lot of times that they're open to be punished. So that's what's gonna make these characters really strong. They also have really good damage, really good loops, really good kill options. So that's what's gonna put these characters in S plus. Shaggy, dumb side special. It is more punishable now, and you can definitely punish a bad Shaggy apart from a good Shaggy. So I like that change was made. However, good Shaggies are literally running rampant on this goddamn game because they can literally just go around the map and spam moves. You don't even have to be good. You just can't spam the same move. If you spam the same move, you're definitely cheeks. But if you're utilizing every move in Shaggy's kit and just flying across the map like you're supposed to be doing, and then you hit one move and then you're confirming into a combo loop that does like 40-50% damage, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing on Shaggy. That character is nuts. And then you have hella kill options. Let me not even add the fact that you have Super Saiyan. You can turn up mid-match, throw a sandwich that's the size. This sandwich is huge. Like, who's eating this sandwich? He's throwing a sandwich made for a god. And I don't know, this character is busted. People stopped playing this character too, which is crazy because just a few nerfs made people not want to play it. And the character's still good. Y'all be wanting to hop off a character just as soon as it get nerfed. And that's what's wrong with the meta now, because there's so many Harleys in the meta. Go back to Shaggy, y'all. Or go back to your favorite character, please. Just play what you like to play. Don't go swapping on the characters because it's meta. That's when everything is getting chopped off and screwed. But let me get back to the tier list. Next, we got Superman. I shouldn't even have to explain what this monstrosity does to the multiverse universe. All this man does is grip your neck, and throw you across the stage. Throw you up into the heavens, throw you to the abyss. He beats you up, hits you with punches and uppercuts that are armor moves and have super force, and people complain saying there's no kill options on this character. I don't understand. Are y'all smoking crack? Yeah, you have to have a little bit of skill to play Superman, but it ain't a lot. That character is reads, like, and it's not hard to hit Superman reads. Like, I think Superman is a lot easier to fight now that he, got a little nerf towards his up special, but he's not trash. Like, let's not sit here and act like he's trash. A lot of people are gonna sit here and act like he's bad after the patch, but Superman's still good. Superman's still gimping people early, still gripping your shit and killing you. I don't know what else I can say. And he can float. He can destroy projectiles with ice, and he can destroy grounded grenades from Morty with laser. Like I think he can. I don't know if he can destroy traps, like Tom and Jerry's thing, but Superman's really good for utility. Like even like in 1v1s and just gimping people. He's really good character. Next, I have Rick, who can even. I think Rick can even move past these characters. I don't think his full potential has been seen yet, but from what we've seen since his release, he's extremely strong. His forward air, ridiculous amounts of force. Down air ignites people, and you can hit down air into like up special, down air into up tilt, down air into forward air. And I think every one of those conversions does like 20 plus damage, and the ignite just ticks for more damage. So Rick is really strong. His combos are only going to get more devastating. I have seen 50, 60% combos. I've done like 40, 50% combos with Rick. So he definitely has a lot of good combos. His real scary part is that he has almost no in lag, like I said with these other characters up here. And he can pretty much just use a lot of oppressive, strong hitbox moves, like, if that makes sense. Like, not hitbox, but strong knockback. And his blasters can be charged for knockback, and they don't have a cooldown as well, so you can literally just spam blasters and drift away from people all game into forward airs. So he's a pretty broken character. He's going to get even better once people start learning him. So that's why I have him up there. Next, I have Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny is still good, even after his recent nerfs. He still has his loop. Forward air is still a really good, oppressive, neutral option. He has his zoning options, the safe, the rocket. Rocket can lead into really ridiculous early kills at the top of the stage with a read. So Bugs Bunny is definitely still really good. I don't think he is as safe as he used to be, so that's why he's fallen off from the top position. But he's definitely still a strong, ridiculous character. Can pull off some crazy comebacks and gimps. So yeah, he's definitely still like that. Really good hitboxes on his grounded mallet. It does come out a little slower compared to other characters' moves, but it does have a really generous hitbox behind it because of that. But yeah, his up air is really still good even after the nerf of the hitboxes. I don't think it really affected that move much. So we'll see how Bugs Bunny plays out in the future. Right after Bugs Bunny, I think this is gonna be our last character for S plus. And it's not gonna be Tom. It's gonna be Harley, bro. Recently, if you haven't noticed, this character has been literally overused. Oh, this is two names. 11.2 pick rate. It was just 12%, and this was like 92,000 the other day. Like, so many people were playing Harley in 1v1s, and there's a reason to be. Her up special has a really generous, good hitbox. Look at this. You see the Rick though. Her up special has a really ridiculous hitbox. Not compared to some of these other characters though. I feel like that's the only thing that makes Harley really strong is her up specials hitbox. She does have really good loops, but you can kind of avoid the loop if you play a certain way. You kind of just have to avoid Harley to not get hit by the loop and kind of hit her with your outer edges of your hitboxes and kind of whittle her down. That's kind of how you have to play around Harley. If you let her hit her loop, then of course she's gonna do ridiculous amounts of damage. You just can't get hit by forward air in a good position, and you can't get hit by down air where she has stage control because you're just gonna get destroyed for it. Other than that, I think the really strong thing about Harley is how free her juggle is. On certain characters, they just can't avoid her juggle as easily as other characters because speed tiers and whatnot in this game. And her up special hits like a really generous location, like going upwards toward the map. I think it's really easy to gimp up against, like, up towards the ceiling of the map with her than any of these other characters besides like Batman. Batman has a really good upwards kill hitbox, and so does Shaggy. But hers is really like generous in terms of hitbox, not as much as power, but hitbox is really what she needs worked on. Her aerial mallet also has a weird frontal hitbox when it initially comes out, so they might need to look into that. But other than that, I feel like she can stay the same with her damage and her loops and whatnot. Just need to nerf her juggles and her hitboxes a little bit. She'll be okay. After that, I have Tom. Tom, I really want to put in S plus. Just because of Jerry's really good. You like being the best projectile in my opinion. Jerry just couldn't flat out destroy anything. Tom also has his loop back where he can dare into Jerry and continue that for a couple bit of damage. So that's really good as well. Dynamite, tennis balls, like you name it. This character has a lot. Down there is really good still. Up here is really good. Tom and Jerry will just always be strong. I think now that they reverted that patch to where he can actually combo again, I think he moves up from his recent placements. I think he can even, once people start playing him again in the meta, I think we'll see that he actually can still box with these characters. I just don't have enough, data for that yet for Tom. But I do think he has the potential to still be really good in 1v1s. He's really good in 2v2s again, so that's a good thing about him. Next, I have Taz. Taz is really strong in 1v1s recently due to his cloud buff. His tornado with his spin is really good as well, and his one move he does where he spits out like this little gunk or whatever. I don't know what it is, but he spits something out, and it has a really, it's not a broken hitbox, but it really comes out fast, if that makes sense. Like the active hitbox for it is really early, so you can kind of get hit with it, and it kind of beats out a lot of other options in neutral. But the only thing that really keeps Taz this high is his kill potential with the clouds and the tornado. He's kind of like Lance from Brawlhalla in a sense. So he can kind of just kill you with like 2 or 3 moves and rinse repeat that. Maybe add a 4th one in there, And then if he eats your projectiles, he gets Anvil, which is a really strong projectile if he throws it, which has a lot of knockback. So there's a little play with Taz that's really good that I've seen recently. I think they do need to nerf his cloud though, because it is a little too big. But he's still I think he's definitely still a strong character. Finn is my next character here. They did. I don't know if they nerfed his down air into jab combo loop all the way out. I don't know if that's completely gone, but other than that, I think Finn still has some really good options with his grounded specials. Grounded normals, because they can be charged and they have very, very crazy hitboxes. Especially the up one. It can lead into backpack. It can lead into up air, which they can just chain into. Up air has the craziest hitbox as well. Finn has a really good projectile with the gem. He can teleport to it, and it can be thrown across the map fast as hell. His down light or his down tilt has a really strong anti-air hitbox for some reason, and it also spikes and it breaks armor. It's really dumb. I don't know why that move is still as strong as it is. It is kind of hard to just randomly hit it, but hitting that move is really rewarding for Finn. And you'll see a lot of people try to spam it, but when they spam it, it's easier to punish it when they spam it. But if they throw it out randomly, and to save it, that's what's really strong about it. Like, it can be kind of forgotten about if it's not spammed, and if you forget about it, it will kill you as early as possible. So that's one thing about Finn that I don't really like. And the dare hitbox, let me not even get started with dare hitbox. You'll be above this man's head, literally hitting him with a stronger option, it looks like, and you'll still lose to the hitbox. So fix theirs, fix his hitboxes, fix her hitboxes, and they'll be better characters, like, or not as annoying. And just give these characters some whiff recovery, please, and fix your up special hitbox because it's obnoxious. Next we have Steven. Steven is really an honest character, really average. I wouldn't say he needs to be nerfed or anything. I think he's really balanced in 1v1s and 2v2s. His shield that he can give to himself and his teammate is really good. It can allow for some counterplay in the neutral. If someone has a better hitbox than you, just shield through it and hit them after. So that's a nice thing I like. That's a nice thing I like about Steven. They've also buffed him recently to where his side special, when it's on cooldown from the shield, actually does a little bit more knockback. So that's good. His up special comes out extremely fast, so you can chain that into multiple up specials and kind of juggle with it really well. His hand clap in the air is really good. Forward air is really good. There's a lot of downplay on Stevens and his cheeks, but I don't think Stevens cheeks. I think Stevens really good. Now that he's been buffed a little bit more, and the hitbox changes. The hurt box changes. Hitboxes are still kind of wonky, but hurt box changes really saved Steven a little bit. So that's why I want to put him this high up in 1v1s. And he can heal. Has Watermelon Steven, who can cause a little of an annoyance on the screen. So he's definitely up there. Next, I have Arya. And I'm kind of tempted to put Arya. Really depending on the Arya, this can go from here to here, or even here. I'm not even finna lie. Arya, it depends on the Arya main, to be honest. Arya could literally go from the back S to the back S plus, because this character has the dumbest, I don't know what kind of string that is that this character does, and the stuff that I've done on this character to people, I don't know why it's possible. It just feels so free at times. And then it feels like as soon as you get like an inch of bad netcode, she's kind of garbage. But if you're on the other end of it, and she has the good part of the netcode, if that makes sense, then she's washing you. I'm not even gonna lie. This character is a monster to be fighting against. Forward air can literally kill you so early, and they will spam it. Up special chains into so many things they could do. They could do up air after it, down air after it, forward air. They kind of made it to where they had to work a little harder for it. I think the patches this time saved her a little bit more again. So you're gonna probably see a lot more Aryas in the meta again. She's really strong in my opinion. She kills really early. In 2v2, I think she's a little higher actually, because she can have her teammate do all the damage when she can just confirm kills. But she's definitely strong, and I'm fearing that this character can get a lot better. And her dagger is free. Let's not talk about the dagger combos. That's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. She also has that little stun thing she can do. So Arya does have a lot of really good perks about her. She can break armor in multiple ways, so she can steal your moves, use them against you. Yeah. She can steal blasters, which is crazy. She can steal battering. So you gotta watch out for that. Next I have Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is a very honest character, in my opinion. Her forward air and forward light do carry her in a sense. She doesn't kill early. She has a really good gimping potential, but she doesn't kill like through raw damage and knockback. Um, she has a really good, decent combos that put her in advantage, like stage advantage, I would say, to kill early. But if you avoid some of those moves, it's kind of easy to beat her in neutral. Um, you just kind of have to watch out for lassos. But other than like the disjoints on her sword, I think fighting Wonder Woman is kind of easy for these characters up here. But she does do extremely well against characters below her, like extremely well. It just depends on the Wonder Woman player, to be honest, as well. But 1v1, she does definitely have a good placement. She can definitely beat these characters above her. You just have to work a little harder than those characters, for sure. Next, I have Rain Dog, and I would actually put Rain Dog a little higher up if it wasn't for his hurt box or her heart box, whatever Rain Dog is. Rain Dog has a really strong loop that does upwards to like 60 to 80%. It's really strong, and you can add like a little ignite damage into it to make it even stronger. The dare that comes with that loop, the dare that comes with this character, I mean, the dare is really amazing. Like the hitbox is really strong and wide, and you can catch people lacking in the neutral with it as well, and it spikes really good off stage. So Rain Dog is really good. Has really good zoning in the neutral. Only thing really holding this character back is its hurt box. It's huge, so it's kind of combo meat for certain characters, and I don't think it moves incredibly fast. And if you do hit it off, like hit Rain Dog off stage, it does have a little hard time getting back to the stage compared to other characters. But it's definitely good. Definitely good character for sure compared to some of these other characters below him. Next, I would put Gizmo. I was tempted to put Gizmo in S, but I feel like you do have to work a little harder for Gizmo. He does have a really good recovery and really good up air for juggling. His arrow is really good for juggling, but if you can avoid those moves, kinda, he can't really reach you if that makes sense. The only thing he can really reach you with is the popcorn and the arrow combination where he shoots it. That's really strong, and he can set that off really quickly if you give him the time to. But if you have a character that's up here, you shouldn't really have an issue getting in on a Gizmo and stopping those options. It's just once he does get going, he can actually, get some momentum going, especially with the car and the up air and up special juggles. So he definitely has, and he has a decent loop. It's not crazy, but he has one that's really good as well. Right after Gizmo, I would put Morty, and I really would feel like these are interchangeable in a sense. I think the issue that Morty has that Gizmo doesn't really have is the force. Gizmo has really decent force on like a couple of his moves, but Morty, like it feels like you have to gimp so early with Morty, or literally you're not killing until like 130, 140, like with down air. Like that's like strings into down air. Like you could hit them with a combo at 120 into a down air and it kills at like 135 or 140. But outside of that, if you're not gimping people off stage or doing anything like that, you're not killing early with Morty, like at all. And that's the issue that Morty has. He doesn't build damage up quickly either. You can if you know his combos and you know how to play neutral with him. You can catch people lacking and build up damage like that. But like when you think about all these other characters who can just press 4 or 5 moves and do 40%, when you're sitting here doing 16, 17 hit combos with Morty and still not doing as much damage. So yeah, that's the only thing that Morty has that's the issue. I feel like Morty is really good in 1v1s. He just doesn't have that damage potential to kill as quickly as these characters do. So you have to play a lot safer as Morty. You can't let yourself be hit by these characters as often, so that you always have the lead in terms of damage. And like you just always want to not be on the same equal footing as them. Like if you're at the same amount of damage as this character, you're more than likely gonna die as a Morty main. Just gonna be honest, because these characters kill so much easier that while you're fishing for your dare, they're just throwing out all of their multiple options that can kill you. And that's the only thing I feel like he fails at. If they gave him a little bit more force on maybe something other than the grenades and his down air, I feel like he'd be really good. Like if they added just a tad bit of force to up air so that it kills earlier than the 120 at the top of the fucking stage, then yeah, he'd be good. But he's definitely a solid character for twos. Definitely S tier, but 1v1s I feel like he falls off in the kill potential part. But next here, I want to say for 1v1s I would put Velma. Velma, it's really for passive people. I'm not even gonna lie. In 1v1s, like she kind of floats away from you and just spams bubbles until she has to hit you with a dare or a up special and chain off that. And it's a really annoying playstyle to have to deal with while they just run across the map and throw out that laser as well, which is really easy damage and killed really early. I don't know if it does the same since the recent patch, but before I didn't really struggle against Velma in 1v1s. I also didn't see as many Velmas in 1v1s, but when I did, I didn't really struggle against them. And most of the time they were just running and kind of being passive with her. So there's not really much you can do aggressively in 1v1s with Velma. I feel like she's more of a 2v2 character who can just get off free damage. That's why she's really S plus in 2v2s. Get off a lot of free damage. Really strong up special. Up light on the ground with like the little light bulb has like no input lag, or like it's instant active frames basically. And so it's really good that she has that as well. She doesn't have really crazy loops, anything like that. So I wouldn't really put her too high above Morty, because Morty has a loop, which is really good in terms of damage, but Velma can just kind of place a lot safer by just floating away. So it's really two different kind of play styles here, but I would definitely put Morty over Velma. Next I have LeBron. LeBron has some really good combos, really good neutral options. His basketball is really good. He's tanky, a lot more tanky than Wonder Woman. I think the only thing LeBron is held back on is his horizontal options are really limited, if that makes sense. Like without the ball, he has this one move, but I think he gets the ball back like once he hits someone, so he can't really spam it. And him mixing up in between his movesets is what really takes away from his tempo, if that makes sense. Like he has to just LeBron players have to play to a certain momentum because their primary moveset changes so often, if that makes sense. So LeBron is I feel like he is good, in 1v1s. It's just different to play him in 1v1s. I feel like he's really a lot better in 2s because he's tankier and he kills a lot early. It's just not. He just doesn't get to play as free and as he wants to in 1v1s because he's, by himself. But he's definitely strong. I think he's not too bad. He's just nothing. He just doesn't compare to these other characters in a sense. So I don't know what they can really do to buff LeBron to make him feel better. But I definitely don't think. I don't think he's bad. I think he's definitely in a decent spot. I just don't know what to really say about LeBron. I can't stand his basketball though. That's one thing I can't stand. It does have a really annoying hit to it. So next I have Garnet. I feel like Garnet is really slept on. I really would want to put Garnet above. I want to put Garnet above Velma in 1v1s, to be honest. Yeah, I would put Garnet above Velma. Well, actually, I'll put Garnet above LeBron. Because Garnet has really good, after the recent patch, she has really good movement with her moves now. Nair is really good. Down air is really good. Her gauntlet projectile is good. She can block other projectiles. She has really good force on her knockback on her moves. She's really bulky, so she's combo meat. She's kind of, and I don't think she has like a really crazy loop either, so she can't get really consistent damage. But she's kind of like a real bruiser in a sense. Like she's just kind of trading with you the entire fight and looking for some kind of gimp in a sense to win the game. So that's what Garnet pretty much does. Same sense with LeBron. They kind of want to trade with you and kind of gimp you so they can get their stocks. Iron Giant is the same. He kind of wants to trade with you, wants to gimp you to get a stock. But I wouldn't put him anywhere up here in the 1v1s only because he's combo meat to most of the characters on here. Like these characters are literally gonna loop Iron Giant to smithereens. Even Morty and Gizmo can loop Iron Giant. LeBron can loop Iron Giant. Like anyone in the game can pretty much loop this character. He can break out of combos. And he does have a good little 0 to death. Not a 0 to death, but he has a good like little combo or string that puts you off stage to where you have to kind of make the correct decision to get back. And if you don't, he can gimp you. So that's one thing he does have. But other than that, he's combo meat, bro. And that's why I have to put him in B tier. But other than that, that is my tier list for the recent patch. Please give me, some of your suggestions and what you guys think is the, where will you put these characters in this tier list. I do want to know your guys' inputs. So if you want to leave those in the comments, please leave them. But other than that, thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content just like this, for sure.